Good morning, Rach.
Good morning.
So, today is January...
Oh my goodness, 24th.
2024 already, guys.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
But we are in a new year, and we are starting new projects, right?
Yeah. Well, I think we already said Happy New Year, and you guys, a bunch of you guys said it too, and we appreciate you. So we are trying to get back into the swing of things. We had a virus run through our house.
For like 2.5, 3 weeks,
goodness.
so it was not fun.
Yeah, it's like a month later, and I'm still not even like head congestion is still not even 100%. It's crazy, but it is what it is. We have to work.
But we're still going to get out there and get it done. We already started spading. You'll see that after this intro, because I recorded the other day. Me and Jared went over and started prepping beds, and we're going to start mulching today. We were going to start yesterday, but we ran into an issue where they didn't have any mulch that we needed.
Yeah.
So they're not going to have it until the end of February.
Yeah.
We can't wait that long. So
we were going to do premium red oak, and they just didn't have enough. We need at least 40 yards, we think.
Yeah.
So we went with the triple ground
white oak. So we'll see how this fades and stuff. We haven't used that in a while, or have we ever used that?
I don't think that we've ever used that, to be honest with you. I mean, the only thing that we've ever used was the premium red oak and and
the double ground pine.
Yeah.
And pine hardwood mix, but they're getting rid of that too. So.
Yeah, and we don't really like the hardwoods because they tend to gray out.
Yeah.
So if you're doing mulch in January, February, even early March, we still have a chance to get snow through March.
Hopefully not. But...
I know, hopefully not, but there's been years where we have.
Yeah.
And also we get so much rain in the spring. So by May, it's gray.
We actually might be record January rain, so I think we're up to almost 10 inches.
Yeah.
Crazy. From being in a severe drought to almost 10 inches of rain. Yeah, and the double ground pine is this client. You guys, if you watched us, if not and you're new, you'll see us do this job again. But you can go back and watch previous videos. The double ground pine we used to use, but he wanted it so it was less chunky.
Yeah.
So
the reason we use the double ground pine is because
it breaks down really good.
And we like the way that it fades. It looks prettier. It doesn't dull to that gray.
Holds the color longest.
Holds the color much longer.
A good soil conditioner, when it breaks down, it becomes really fine, dark material for plants to eat. And
but then there's still some of those chunkier. I mean, mulch doesn't always. If you have bigger pieces, it doesn't always break down.
And you don't want to mulch your beds with. I know it'll last longer, chunkier. It'll stay there longer, but you really don't want to put mulch that's super chunky down in your yard. It takes years to break down, and you kind of want it to break down every year, so it feeds the soil.
Yeah.
So
that's the purpose of mulching.
Yeah,
is so that you can add nutrients and stuff,
and don't pile it up around trees and stuff. We'll show you that.
Yeah. The other thing that I did want to mention something else, but I forget now.
We have the same amount of counts this year as we have last year as far as mowing.
Yeah, as far as we know. I mean, I'll start sending out letters to gear up, but people aren't even worried about mowing yet. Nothing's growing, obviously. So, but when you have all these clients that get you for mulch and for projects and all that, then it's kind of a given that they're going to have you mow their lawn again.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So.
We would kind of be a little upset if we were mowing their lawn and they had somebody else do their mulch after we've done it for years, or vice versa. Yeah. If we did a mulch for them and they got somebody else to mow, I think we'd cut ties completely on a client then. But because everybody we've been doing, I think our oldest client might be almost 4 or 5 years old, right?
Our newest client?
Yeah, the newest client that we picked up. I think at least 3 years. The one next to Mallory was probably one of the newer ones we picked up, right?
Yeah, I can't really recall any other. I mean, we might get one client back that we had. We have to contact her. But so we'll see. I mean, we're very thankful. And like I said, if you put in the hours and you brand who you are in the beginning, we've always told you guys this.
It becomes easier to do what you want to do in the end. The work just comes
to you. And we are very thankful that we're working in the winter. I mean, most people are not working at this point. So
Okay, so we're going to go inside real quick, let this little mist go away, and then we'll take you over and we'll start mulching. We're just going to mulch today. We're not doing any more cleanup.
Yeah, let us know if you guys have any questions and
on how to mulch, how we do things.
Put them down below.
And we'll tell you.
Share this video. Get ready for spring.
And we'll try to get a bunch more videos out this year.
All right.
It's going to be the garden too, so though.
Yeah. I do have garlic and onions growing. I don't know if I told you
the name change from Happy's Lawn Care and Landscaping to Happy's Family.
Yeah, but I mean, again, we're just going to go back to sharing our life, what we do on a daily basis, what we manage. And, you know, if you guys want to watch, we appreciate it. If you don't, then scroll on by.
So we'll see you out at the job.
All right.
So what I'm going to do is show you. I'm pretty sure you know kind of how, but I'll show you again. And then I'll start spading, and then you're just going to clean the beds out. Hopefully this thing starts. But usually when we start doing the beds, I'll come in here with the weed eater. I'll show you how I edge it with this. That's to know where to spade the bed at. We're not doing any new beds, so I don't have to really show you that right now. Oh wow, I'm surprised that thing started. So what I usually do first, Jared, is I'll come and I'll fan edge it like this. Watch, I'm gonna go this way. That's just to take the top edge off the grass. Yeah. Now, if we don't get in a week, if we mulch again, and because it's supposed to be almost 70 degrees this week, which is crazy in January. But if the grass starts to grow again right before we mulch, I'll re-edge it and stuff, but not re-spade it. So then I go back this way. And after you learn how to weed eat and stuff, I'll show you how to do like all that stuff in more in depth. But then I'll come back and you know the deal after this is. So when I spade this out, Jared, all you're gonna do is break up the clumps and spread it around. Maybe get a rake and rake out the bigger stuff onto a tarp. But we shouldn't have much debris in this because we've spaded these so many times already. But look, there's still, I don't know how this rock, this is from before they had anything here. Can't really blow the leaves out because it's too windy today. But what you want to do is just pull any grass out of it and then break up the clumps. That's about it. We don't have to take any dirt with us. We just want to make sure there's no weeds and grass growing in it. Battery's not going to last long, but that's all spaded. Jared's cleaning out the inside, but I'm going to go take before video because I tend not to do that. So it's all these beds that we have to re-edge. They go all over there. For anybody who's seen this before, we did this last year. 45 yards of mulch all around here. This bed, and my GoPro didn't charge, so I'll just show you progress on the phone. I just wanted to get in before All these got to be raked out. They go all the way around to the front here, all the way over here. All these beds. And today is January 22nd. It's 49 degrees out today. It's supposed to get up to almost 70 this week, but another 5 inches of rain. So it's those beds down there. There's more over here. 5 inches of rain this week. We just came out of it was cold. It was minus 15 with the wind chill here for 3 or 4 days. But we're out, so I'll show you progress because I only have 6% left on this. Just wanted to get it before. And then all over here we got to do. And then a whole bunch of tree rings up down these driveways. And then of course the giant horseshoe over there. We have to do all that too. Okay, we've been at it for about 1 hour now. I got all this spaded out. Jared's working on cleaning up the spaded parts and raking any excess mulch out. All around here's done. So a lot of it was frozen when you came around this side of the house, as you can see, so it made it not as easy to do. Not bad for an hour. All these are done around here. All over here. Those two over here. All these are done here. Came to get my trimmer and I'm going to go do the other side beds. But I mean, technically we can finish this if we wanted to today. Spading. I don't know if I'm gonna. I have plenty of time. Yeah, we're done. We've been at it for 2.5 hours. It's starting to get cold. We spaded all these beds all the way around the house. They're pretty much done. Actually, from here all the way around, they're cleaned out and ready for mulch. Not too bad. 2.5 hours. So technically we can start laying mulch if we want, but we'll come back tomorrow and do more, clean out some more of the grass, and spade the rest of the beds. This one's done here. Not too bad. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it a day. We will continue this tomorrow. Okay, we're back here. As you guys can see, it's wet. We are gonna start mulching. We got 3 yards of mulch here and we're gonna start down here, but we might have to blow this out. So some out this way into the grass and down there. So let me get the blower out so we can blow some of this and Jared can just start putting mulch in here. And then I'll get you in after. I don't have a tripod to set. We've been at it for 42 minutes. We got this done over here, all this done. Oh, I'd say we moved about 2 yards of mulch. We got about another yard to go. Rachel's spreading out. We got to blow that off afterwards though and clean that up, but we'll do that when we're done getting all this mulch off. So with this load, I think we'll be able to hopefully get these beds over here done and then all of this over here done. So we'll see. We're done. It took us 1 hour and 22 minutes to move the 3 yards of mulch and clean up some. We had to clean up some of this. All this here. We got all this over here done. Not too bad. And once the grass grows in and turns greener, it looks so much nicer. And then all of this over here. Look at my hairstyle.
Yeah, it's a mess, but that's all right.
So not bad. We did 3 approximately, because I don't know. They probably give us a little more than 3 yards.
I think they do, especially when they load you.
Yeah.
You know, it's a yard bucket, but
they give us a lot. We've been dealing with them for 13 years
we
now.
like mulch from head to toe.
Yeah, I know.
You have it on your nose.
Oh, dirty, mulchy.
Like,
so what happens when you work an hour and 20 minutes for the day?
Yeah, well, Jared, it only took us an hour and 20 minutes to do 3 yards, but there was 3 of us. So, like, what's your normal time? What, everybody let us know.
How many yards an hour, if you watched it this far into the video,
Yeah.
can you guys lay down with a three-person
Or
crew?
just even if you just know what you can do by yourself.
Personally, yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm just curious what people do.
I think by myself, I could probably, if I wanted to move really fast and I had everything prepped, I could probably do 3 yards in an hour and a half.
Yeah, Carl's
Probably 2
quick.
yards in an hour.
So, like, what I noticed with Jared is he tries to, like, overload to get done quicker, but then in the long run, that necessarily doesn't work because then you're having to find areas to, like, pull the mulch to because you're over dumping, obviously.
And when you have a lot of plants to go around, it's more of a pain in the butt.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I want to mention. Oh, and I did remember what I wanted to mention before, too. It was about how double ground pine can float. So if you guys have hills or anything like that, we don't really recommend double ground pine. We do recommend more of a hardwood, even though it grays out, or something chunkier because pine does tend to float. So I wanted to mention that. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is you have to have a lot of detail.
Yeah.
Because especially when there's a lot of plants and like cleaning out underneath plants, you're remulching. And that's not, you don't want to strangle out the plants or smother out the plants.
Or build volcanoes around the plants and trees in particular.
Yeah. Yeah, trees definitely. Like the flare of the tree should always be exposed.
And if you don't know the flare, it's when it comes down from a straight trunk and then it starts to flare just a little bit out on the bottom.
And that's just where all the root system then goes to. And then, and if you have the mulch up too high, then it starts like wrapping the roots around and strangling it that way.
Then you lose your tree. It might not be 1 year, it might not be 2 years, but 3, 4, 5 years down the road, it'll start to affect the tree. And then when you go to remulch and clean it out, if you built a volcano, you can't get too far down and correct it because there's roots wrapped all around it.
Yeah.
You could, but you probably should charge extra to.
So I'll be curious, like, you know, same thing with crepe murdering. Yeah, it's not going to kill it in a year, 2 year, maybe even not even 5 years. I'm curious to see because there is a client that we have to crepe murder for now because the crepe myrtles were not planted in the correct place. So I'm curious to see how many years will we get murdering those crepe myrtles before we actually have to say to her, I think it's time to pull them out.
Yeah, they're big crepe myrtles. But we'll show you that when we go over to
I'm jumping ahead. So just make sure that you really blow out those plants and you're cleaning out those plants. You don't want to put mulch on top of debris, on top of mulch, on top of debris.
Yeah.
Because it's just
and it's why we do all of our mulching by hand. Some people say do a rake. It doesn't look as good when you're doing it with a rake than it does smoothing everything.
I mean, it probably even is frustrating for Carl sometimes because he'll do something and then I'm like, can I have the blower again? And he's like, I just did it. But I just, like, again, you just
also,
really want to make
another
sure
point, if you watch this far, foundations. Don't mulch like this on foundation.
Yeah.
Try to follow the block line. A lot of houses will have it. And if it's solid cement, just make sure you pat it down so it doesn't look wavy at the foundation.
Yeah, all you have to do is, again, attention to detail. Yeah. You know, like when we're done mulching, now this is hard because it's rainy out. So really, I mean, we're on this property all the time. So we're constantly walking around this property and fixing things. But that is one thing that you should do at the end is just walk around again and just double check yourself. It doesn't hurt.
Nope.
And honestly, it just makes the client happier and they'll be sure to come back to you for mulching.
Yeah.
So
hopefully you guys like that video. We're going to try to do a couple a week. I can't promise that I'm going to do like 3 or 4, but we'll try to do a couple a week.
Yeah.
So.
And if you guys do have any questions about like measuring beds and stuff, look back at our videos because I know for sure Carl did a video on measuring beds and how to figure out how much mulch you need for that bed.
Yeah. 100 square foot area needs 1 yard of mulch at 3 inches deep.
Right.
So that's 10 foot by 10 foot or 5 foot by 20 foot.
Yeah. But go look for that video.
So
we appreciate you guys. So
please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And be happy.
Or at least try.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.